Brian, zie ik het nou goed? Heb je een papiertje bij je?
Ik ben altijd voorbereid, hè?
Oké, staan daar geblesseerden op of is het weer zover?
Altijd, hè?
Nee, hoe ben je uit die Champions League-wedstrijd gekomen?
Okay. Unfortunately, as you saw, Gijs Mal picked up a small injury. We're still waiting for the exact scan, but he's not available for tomorrow. And then, the rest is a few things, few knocks here and there, but more or less the rest of them should be ready.
Het was een hele belangrijke wedstrijd om mee te blijven doen. Wat proef je aan je team? Toch opluchting dat deze gewonnen is, waardoor jullie er nu gewoon goed voor staan?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. First of all, I think everybody is really happy with the win. I think also the effort that we put in, the performance we put in. Then I think we all could look at the whole ranking in the Champions League and look at 10 points, which is quite amazing. I think it's the first time our club has picked up 10 points in Champions League, so quite a big achievement. And then we know that we put ourselves in a good position before the last two games after New Year to have a good opportunity to qualify for the next round. So I think it's a little bit of everything, a good feeling of a good performance and obviously also a little bit of relief winning at home and giving something back to our amazing supporters.
Wat ook opvalt, is dat jullie in alle Champions League-wedstrijden tot nu toe zijn er 4 doelpunten gevallen. Jullie scoren veel in de kruisschaal, 4-4. Jullie scoren in alle uitwedstrijden in de Champions League 3 doelpunten. Tegen RKC 2-3, nu weer 3-2. Kan je niet met 1-0 winnen? Past dat niet bij de filosofie van Brian Priske?
No, it does. It does in many aspects, but I think it's also Dutch football. You guys like the offensive football. You like goals. You like offensive wingers 1 against 1. So we have offensive quality for sure. We have some good players in the offensive department. I also think we got good defenders. But we talked about it sometimes. We've been giving some goals away that we would like to have done better and should have done better also. So I think it's also a little bit of coincidence. And then it's Champions League. There's some good teams, some good players involved in these games as well. But I definitely like clean sheets, no doubt about it. It's definitely one of my mantras also, and we're working on it. If not every day, then close to every day. As late as today, we had a meeting just with the defenders also, just to look at the small details of the game.
De komende week, 1 week nog, dan is het winterstop. Wel een belangrijke week met bekervoetbal, met in de competitie aanhaken. Of misschien wordt het gat wel groter. Hoe is het met de tank van Feyenoord? Zit hij nog vol?
Yeah, we still have a lot in the tank. I think we're also quite fortunate we got some players back from injury and some players who maybe been saving up some energy because they've been out for weeks and also months. So I think we're ready for, like you said, a tough last week. We played Wednesday, then this Saturday, then again Tuesday, and then Sunday obviously as well. But we've been used to it over the last period with playing all these amounts of games, and the boys are looking fit and also looking ready, and they look back or they look forward to come back here at the Kuip already tomorrow.
Ik wil tot slot nog 1 speler eruit pakken die heel weinig minuten maakt de laatste tijd. Over Ivanovic. Wat kan je over hem zeggen? En gaat er misschien in de winterstop wel gekeken worden naar een oplossing? Of zie jij nog wel toekomst in Ivanovic die eigenlijk nauwelijks invalt?
I for sure still see the qualities of Luka. I think it's just a simple part in football sometimes that you end up with a lot of quality, and you look at a lot of competition on different positions, and I think we all look at Igor, for example, and see that he's performing at a really high level, same position like Luka, and I've been choosing for other players than Luka, but he's training really well. He's got a good mentality. He's got good effort in training as well. So I cannot put a finger on how he's working, but end of the day, it's my choice of not playing him.
Maar het is niet zo dat hij misschien denkt, want het is natuurlijk wel Kroatische international die de laatste keer er niet bij zat, dat hij misschien ergens anders heen wil om daar om speelminuten te komen.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a question for him. I think more than me, what he's thinking is difficult for me to know. Of course, I talked to him and we discussed different things, but it's definitely something that I would never talk about here with you guys.
Good luck tomorrow.
Okay, dank u.
Eentje naar achteren. Blijf aan dezelfde kant. Dennis Rijnmond. Ja, Brian, het ging net al even over die wedstrijd tegen Sparta Praag van afgelopen woensdag. Hè. Grote belangrijke overwinning, waardoor je een grote kans maakt ook om door te gaan. Er was ook wel kritiek hè, aan het eind van de wedstrijd op de wissels en de omzettingen. Nu heb je die wedstrijd teruggezien. Is dat iets wat voor jou wel voor herhaling vatbaar blijft om het op die manier te doen?
The changes, you're thinking? Well, I think I said it after the game. There's some changes we had to make due to injuries and also due to fatigueness from, for example, Bad Nieuwkoop. That made us feel necessary to change the formation a bit. And then, as I said, you also have good players sitting on the bench ready to help, like Kelvin Stengs, for example. So I think we're always critical when we make changes and when we make decisions. I don't think it has. Yeah, I guess you're thinking about the last 10 minutes of the game. I think there are some things defensively that we could have done better, but also on the offense we give away the ball. When I look at it, I think 3 or 4 times unnecessary and give away ball possession where we should have kept it, which I don't think have anything to do with formation or positions or whatsoever, because the offensive play, the offensive positions we had the last 10 minutes was exactly the same during the whole game, building up 3+2, so that was exactly the same. But then defensively, yes, we gave away a bit of momentum, and that's also how it is, unfortunately. But we look at everything, and we also look at substitutions and stuff like this. But as I said, yeah, when you don't have a right back in your squad sitting on the bench, then you need to invent something. And Igor has been fantastic in many positions and can cover a lot of things, and also as a wing back.
Nu zeggen ze altijd over het spelen in de Champions League, dat spelers daar willen spelen om zich verder te kunnen ontwikkelen. Hoe is dat voor jou als trainer? Wat leer jij tijdens deze Champions League periode met Feyenoord, waarin het eigenlijk gewoon heel erg goed gaat?
Well, I think we look at different things, and I look at different things. I look at how we approach the games. Obviously, we look at the opponents, learn a few things regarding them, looking at the intensity of the games, looking at the speed of the game. Game management, for sure, is also important for me, how we approach the game, start the game. There's some of the critical phases before the break, after the break as well, that you understand the game and feel the game, what is necessary. But it's, to be honest, I don't think there's so much difference in how I approach the game, whether it's Eredivisie or Champions League. But obviously the level of the players, just I have to admit it's much better in Champions League. So we have to be on our toes and we have to do our absolute max every time we play.
Je had het net al met Sinclair eventjes over dat je had gesproken met de verdedigers, hè, om op kleine details met elkaar aan de slag te gaan. Kun je daar wat meer over vertellen, waar je het dan over hebt gehad met de verdedigers? Als het gaat om die tegendoelpunten die je krijgt.
Well, I think it's always an ongoing process, whether it's the defenders or it's the strikers, offensive players. We also have individual meetings with them. Sometimes it's nice to have the whole squad together and we look at a post-match, for example. Where we discuss different tactical elements from the games. But sometimes when you have smaller groups in the meeting room, like the defenders today, for example, then it's the players also maybe feel a little bit more secure to discuss things and to be more vulnerable and more open for things. So that's why I like to do it that way, and we like to do it in that way as well. And then you can maybe be a little bit more detail orientated on how to defend better as an individual, but also how to defend better as a team, and especially for defenders in the box, how do we do it much better?
Is er in die best wel flinke hoeveelheid tegendoelpunten die je tot nu toe hebt gekregen, is daar een rode lijn ook in te vinden?
I think they've been different. Some of them has been on the ball where we've been giving it too easy away, for example, Almelo City. Other times it has been a box entry like we saw against Sparta. So there's definitely some things that we have to do better, and there's something how we defend the box that we've been looking at, and some basic principle things of positioning, preparation before the cross is coming in, stuff like this.
Ik heb nog 2 vragen. Eerst over die competitie tot nu toe. Je staat nu na 15 wedstrijden 4e, 3 punten achter op nummer 2 Utrecht. Hoe kijk je sowieso naar voorlopig die strijd om plek 2? Ik weet dat het nog lang is, hoor, het seizoen, maar hoe kijk je daar zelf naar?
Yeah, it's in our own hands. It's still a lot of games to be played. I still think that that we're on a good way, and we have been performing quite well recently. We still have moments, phases of the games that we need to do better. But overall, I'm quite positive of reaching our goals, which is top 2 for the season. And as I said, it's up to us. We every time we play, there's a lot of pressure on us. There's a lot of responsibility on us, which we have to embrace and then play from there. But we definitely have the qualities to compete.
Je komt bij Heracles 2 huurspelers van Feyenoord tegen, hè? Benita en het Zand. Kun je iets over hun ontwikkeling daar vertellen?
Well, yeah, that's. I think first of all, when we look at Mimi on the right back, then he actually played a lot of minutes, and I think also he's been playing quite well. He's maybe not been getting a lot of outputs, assists or goal. I think he has 1 assist, but he's for sure been playing a lot of minutes and also doing quite well for Heracles. Shiloh started quite well and played quite a decent amount of minutes, and then lately has been a little bit less. So I'm for sure hoping that he will find himself again and get into the team from the start, because he definitely got some offensive qualities that I think a lot of teams like.
En zij zitten in de lijn om dan eventueel op termijn wel weer aan te sluiten. Zie je die lijn wel tevoorschijn komen?
That's always an opportunity and a possibility. Obviously, there's still 6 months. 6 months to go, and we're still always adjusting the squad and discussing everything. But we definitely look internally first before we, for example, go on the market and make a transfer. Then we see what we have available, and there's definitely a reason behind we put players on loan is for them to develop. So hopefully they can return to us and perform.
Thanks.
Ja, gaan we naar de andere kant. De voorste. Daniel. AD.
Ja, goedemiddag. Over de terugkeer van Santiago Gimenez. Welke impact heeft hij, als we het hebben over houding en energie die hij geeft aan het team volgens jou?
Yeah, I think it has been obvious. He's been scoring goals. So that's the main important thing. Striker to score goals, and he for sure done really well in this element. And I said it a couple of times on these press conferences. He obviously still needs some match rhythm. He still needs some match fitness. But every time he's playing, it's getting better and better. But he's been working discipline for the team, also defensively, and trying to put in his meters on the offense. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with the output that he's been giving us the latest weeks.
Hij oogt ook wel, jij zegt hij moet nog fitter worden natuurlijk, maar hij oogt wel fris na zijn blessure. Hij heeft er zelf ook iets over gezegd dat het misschien wel goed voor hem was. Herken jij dat? Zie je dat bij hem ook? Of hoe kijk je daarnaar?
I think he's on a good way. For me, he's on the normal way back from a longer injury. Comes back with a lot of energy from a mental point of view. Really happy to be back in the team. Really happy to be playing football again instead of being in the gym with the performance staff. And then physically you need to work with the players, and it's the same thing with Santi. He's having good minutes through the games, and then he also struggles a bit here and there, which is normal. But at the end, he's performing, and he got a goal, and a very important goal for us. So he's taking the steps that he should, and as I said, I'm really happy with the progress he's been making, and hopefully also tomorrow he can take another step.
Hij staat er om goals te maken, dat zeg je al, maar voldoet hij ook aan andere dingen die jij verwacht van een spits?
Yeah, no, he does. He's working hard for the team. He's working in the pressure. He's trying to defend when we don't have the ball. And then he's in the box. Of course, there's some times where you would like a striker to be part of the build-up, and I think against Sparta he did it quite well. Kept the ball a couple of times, got a few free kicks here and there. So at the moment, I'm really pleased with him.
Dank je.
Okay. Volgens mij hadden we iedereen gehad. Dank allemaal. Oh.
Kijk, er staat nog iets, maar volgende keer.
Wel Thijs, tot morgen.
Okay. Ben je helemaal content?
Nou, bijna.
Bijna.
Ik wil nog wel iets vragen, dus misschien mag dat wel.
Ja?
Toch nog even over het Europese format. Hè?
Ja?
Champions League and Europa League. Do you also think that the new format is making it all quite unpredictable?
Yes. I think
It's strange, People, you win in Lisbon, you lose against Salzburg. There's no consistency. Not only you, Leipzig, etc. Where is that coming from? You think?
Well, I think it's the format, to be honest. When I first heard that UEFA was going to change the format, I was also thinking, why? You know, we have something that is actually working really well, and I think a lot of people love the format with the group stages and stuff like this. But then, you know, when I started to think about it and also saw the first couple of games, I was thinking, oh, this is actually quite interesting, because it is really, you know, unpredictable, and you don't know what's going to happen and how many points do you need, and every game has its own life, and I think that's what you're getting at this moment. And the smaller clubs, they feel, yeah, we have a chance. Every game we play, we have an opportunity to go out and perform and maybe have that little bit of luck or small details in your side. Maybe the opponents get a red card, which can help you on the way. So I think the format is really, really interesting for hopefully for the supporters and for the fans all around Europe, but also for the teams. I think it's a really good format, and now we're talking, you know, before Christmas, and we know there's still 2 games to be played. And yeah, how many teams are qualified? Is it a few teams? Liverpool for sure.
Well, some are, but go to your own squad. I mean, 10 points, but it's not completely sure. You know, you get Munich, you go to Lille. You know.
No, exactly, and that's why I think it's amazing. It's just also what sports is and what football is. It's keep it as interesting as possible, and then of course from our point of view, it would have been nice if everything was done, but that's also why we win the sports, because it's amazing and it's unpredictable, and you know that you have a good opportunity to make good things.
Have a good weekend.
Dank u jullie ook.
Morgen.